Hi, welcome to the Birmingham Market Update for the month of July. My name is Todd Helzer, and I'm a realtor and investor here in Birmingham, Alabama, and I work with the team Big and eXp Realty. And so thank you so much for checking out our channel. Please like and subscribe to the content. We'd love to help other investors learn how to buy and sell in this market. So this is all the stats for the month of July, and I'm actually going to speak, we're a little over halfway through the year. I'm going to speak a little bit to the previous trends that we have been seeing and how they kind of correlate with the data from July, basically. So in July of 2023, our listings on MLS were 2,163 homes were listed. This compares to 2,712 in the same month of the previous year. That's a decrease of a little over 20%. And to be honest, we have seen everywhere from 25 to 20% down on listings pretty universally. And so that's good to kind of note that these trends are kind of staying really high. I think it has to do with a lot with the fact that everyone is sitting on very low interest rates. And so unless you have to move, you're not necessarily going to be pushing out of your home. So there were 1,455 homes sold in the month of July, and this compares to 1,966 in July of 2022. So that was a decline of 26%, and that's kind of the trend we've seen the last couple months as well, is listings are down between 25 and 20%, and sales are down between 30 and 25%. And so they've been trending with the market where everything on the inventory is not necessarily being bought up. And we have some theories about that. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. The list price to sales price went from 100.5% a year ago to 100.19% this year, which is back over 100%. We've been kind of in the 98 to 99%. So list prices are coming back up. The average days on market increased year over year from 14 to 25. And on a median basis, the days on market went from 4 to 6. And so in general, things are kind of trending pretty consistently there. The average sales price, this is an interesting stat, is up 9.15% year over year, which everybody's like cheering. We're at 9% appreciation, which you would think. But the median is at 1.31%. And so I actually looked into the data, and we had several very large homes sold this month in the plus $6 million range. I think that's throwing that stat off a little bit because some of the appreciation gains and just some of the sales there. And to be honest, I think medium is a better indicator of kind of the average of the middle ground of what's being sold. And so we're actually saw a decrease from last month. So appreciation definitely is slowing down a little bit. I think it's due to a lot of different factors. But moving on to the 30-year mortgage index rate, we started at 6.71 and ended 8 basis points higher at 6.81. So not a huge shift. I know that the Fed did raise the rates, and rates, by the time this comes out, are continuing to rise. So one thing I saw that I want to comment on Instagram, someone was saying, how can sales, all the agents are saying it's a good time to sell, it's a good time to buy. And I think it's actually true. And this is my theory on it. So with interest rates being higher, it really becomes a case-by-case basis, and also it becomes what price bracket you're in. So if you're borrowing $1 million, obviously 8% is a significant jump. But some of these homes, in the 100K range to 250, 8%, say you're getting a mortgage in the sixes or eights or wherever that lands for you, it's not as affecting the range as much. That said, we're also seeing inventory move really quickly and really slow. So the inventory in Birmingham that is moving really quickly is the stuff that's fixed up very nice, either fully flipped or fully really, really nicely rehabbed. The premium stuff on the market is still because we're down on listings, the premium stuff on the market is still just so hard to find that it goes quickly. On the flip side, if you have a house that needs to be fixed up, not quite up to par. A lot of people aren't moving on these properties because they kind of get overpriced because everybody's looking at the previous, data and thinking, oh, I can get a lot for my house. And they could back in the day when 3%, 2% interest rates, you could list something that was subpar and it get bought up. But right now with interest rates so high, I think that people are not willing to kind of pay that extra 6%, 7% on a home that they don't really love. And so they're really trying to find homes that they're willing to kind of, expand their budget, kind of live in for a little while, and then hopefully they'll refi down the road is my guess. So really it's kind of just, it's a case-by-case basis, what type of home you're selling. And so that's why it's great. Reach out to us if you're interested in buying or selling in the Birmingham market. We'd love to help you. And, honestly, it's a privilege to be able to bring this content to you guys every month. Like and subscribe to our channel so that we can continue to notify you. One last thing I wanted to point out, or announce, shall I say, is we started a podcast. So Jordan, Rob, and I are all doing a podcast together. We found that we were just hanging out in the office, often talking about, kind of investment stuff, what was going on in our current market, trying to figure out like what the best move was for us. And to be honest, we were just like, let's start recording it because we all have investor stories. For example, I was out at a property that just got vacated and I was out there cutting some weeds with some of my guys. They helped me out and I got poison ivy like all up and down my arm. I might talk about it this week, but there's just stories of different things, how to work through turns, how to work through evictions, different stuff that we encounter in Birmingham that's hopefully helpful to you. So we'll go ahead and leave a link to our podcast. Go ahead and check it out. Once again, thanks for tuning in to July for the Birmingham Market Update. Hopefully this content was helpful. Hopefully this stuff we're putting out is helpful to you guys so that you can invest smarter here in the market. Feel free to connect with us. Feel free to reach out to us, and we'll serve you however we can. Take it easy.